All right, today we're going to complete your study guide for quiz 18. Again, a reminder that your ALEKS topics are due on Fridays. Your ALEKS topics are due on Fridays each week. When I pull the report on Monday, it goes from the previous Saturday through Friday. All right, so ALEKS topics are due on Fridays. Problem number 1, a road sign is in the shape of a regular heptagon. Okay, heptagon, that's got 7 sides. What is the measure of each angle on the sign? Round to the nearest tenth. All right, so that's our formula, n minus 2 times 180 divided by n, where n is the number of sides. So we're just going to substitute a 7 for the n. So 7 minus 2 times 180 divided by 7. So 5 times 180 and divided by 7, 128.6. And that's degrees. So each interior angle in this heptagon, rounded to the nearest tenth, is 128.6 degrees. And problem number 2, we've got a rectangle, PQRS. You're told that P to R, which is a diagonal, is 18x minus 24, and Q to S, which is the other diagonal, is x plus 146. Find the value of x and the length of each diagonal. All right, diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So this 18x minus 24 is equal to x plus 46. So subtract x from each side. And 17x minus 24 equals 46. Add 24 to each side. I'm sorry up here, guys. This is an x plus 146. All right. 18x minus 24 equals x plus 146. So this is 146. So 17x is equal to 170 divided by 17. And we get an x that's equal to 10. So there's the first part of your answer. And QS is equal to x plus 146. So QS is equal to 10 plus 146, which is 156. And the diagonals are congruent. So PR is also equal to 156. The key is in a rectangle, diagonals are congruent. All right? Diagonals in a rectangle are congruent. All right, problem number 3 asks you to find the values of A and B. And we've got a trapezoid here. All right. So it's a trapezoid because it's got two parallel sides. Now, if we were to extend this top of the trapezoid, and the bottom, and then if we extend this left side, and we extend the right side, this A and this B, well, we'll start with the A. The A and the 36, those are same side interior angles. All right, same side interior angles. So they're supplementary. So we're going to say that A plus 36 is equal to 180. So we can subtract 36 and we get an A that's equal to 144. Now on this other side, the B and the 113, they're also same side interior angles and they're supplementary. So the B plus 113 is equal to 180. Subtract 113 from each side. And B is equal to 67. And those are both in degrees. All right, problem number 4. J and M are base angles of an isosceles trapezoid. J and M are base angles of an isosceles trapezoid. So if we draw an isosceles trapezoid, all right, the top is parallel to the bottom. Now, in an isosceles trapezoid, the non-parallel sides are congruent. And in an isosceles trapezoid, base angles are congruent. So we've got two pairs of base angles, the pair on the top, the pair on the bottom. The question says that J and M are base angles. So I'm going to label this J and this M. If J is equal to 20x plus 9 and M is equal to 14x plus 15, find the measure of angle K. All right, so we've got angle J, angle M. So the two vertices left are L and K. So what we've got to do here is we got to solve for x first. We've got to substitute it so that we can find angle K. So our 20x plus 9 is equal to the 14x plus 15. So subtract 14x from each side. And 6x plus 9 is equal to the 15. Subtract 9 from each side. 6x is equal to 6. And divide each side by 6. So we get an x that's equal to 1. If x is equal to 1, then angle J right here is equal to 20 times 1 plus 9. So we can say that J equals 20 times 1 plus 9. 20 times 1 is 20 plus 9 is 29 degrees. Now, this isn't to scale, okay? Obviously, this isn't a 29-degree angle, but that's okay. Now, we covered this in an earlier problem. If we know that J is 29 degrees, J and K, again, those are same side interior angles, and they're supplementary. So if we need the measure of K, K is equal to 180 minus this 29-degree angle. All right, so K is equal to 151 degrees. All right, in a trapezoid, angles on the same side, okay, are supplementary. In an isosceles trapezoid, angles that touch the parallel lines or angles that touch a parallel line are congruent. All right, problem number 5. The isosceles trapezoid is part of an isosceles triangle. They're talking about this trapezoid down here on the bottom. It's an isosceles trapezoid. So this piece is the same as this piece. This angle is congruent to this angle. The top angles are the same as well. They're congruent to each other. The isosceles trapezoid is part of an isosceles triangle with a 46-degree vertex angle. Vertex angle is up here. This angle is 46 degrees. The question is, what is the measure of an acute base angle of an obtuse base angle? All right, so in this isosceles trapezoid, here's a pair of base angles, all right, because these sides are parallel to each other. And here's your other set of base angles. I know that's hard to see, but you should be able to see it better on your computer screen. Okay, so down here, if I call this A and B, I'm going to find those angle measures first because they're part of this big outside triangle. So I'm going to use the variable x right here and right here. Those angles are congruent to each other. So when I find these angles, we're going to do that first. So our x plus the 46. Those are the three angles inside this triangle. Those sum 180. So 2x plus 46 is equal to 180. Subtract 46 from each side. Two x is equal to 134 and divide by 2. So we get an x here that's equal to 67 degrees. So this angle A down here, is equal to 67 degrees. So what is the measure of an acute base angle? Well, the acute base angle is equal to 67. The obtuse base angle, all right, the obtuse base angle is going to be this angle right up here, right here. Those two angles are supplementary. The angle we just found, the 67 degrees, and the angle we're looking for are supplementary. So the obtuse angle is going to be equal to 180 minus 67. And that's 113. All right, and again, the quiz will be multiple choice tomorrow. So be careful when you're choosing your answers. Be careful that when you pick an acute angle that it's the angle measure less than 90. And when you choose the obtuse angle, it's an angle that's greater than 90 and less than 180. All right. All right, problem number 6, mid-segment. LM is the mid-segment of ABCD. AB is 46, and DC is 125. What is LM? So this mid-segment, the mid-segment of a trapezoid is equal to base sub 1 plus base sub 2 divided by 2. So the mid-segment is an average of the two bases. So in this case, we can say that LM is equal to 46 plus 125 and all of that divided by 2. So 85.5. Now you'll use that formula again in this next problem. Mid-segment equals the sum of the bases divided by 2. Mid-segment is equal to the sum of the bases divided by 2. All right, so in this problem, LM is the mid-segment. AB is x plus 8. LM is 4x plus 3. And DC is 201. What is the value of x? So AB is x plus 8. LM is 4x plus 3. DC is 201. So again, that mid-segment formula, the mid-segment, which is 4x plus 3, is equal to base sub 1, x plus 8, plus base sub 2, which is 201, and we're going to divide all of that by 2. So first step here is to multiply both sides by 2 to get this 2 out of the denominator. So on the left side, we get 8x plus 6. On the right side, we get x plus 8 plus 201 is 209. Subtract the x from each side. 7x plus 6 equals 209. Subtract 6 from each side. So the 7x is equal to 203. And then divide both sides by 7. And our x is equal to 29. All right, hang in there. We got 3 left. Number 8. Find the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 3. In the kite, the diagram is not to scale. All right, remember, in a kite, the diagonals are perpendicular. So I'm going to draw the top half or the top portion of this kite and make it bigger. These two pieces are congruent. They're asking for angles 1 and 3. Well, this angle is 39. Diagonals of a kite are perpendicular, so they intersect at 90. So when two lines or segments intersect and one angle is 90, all the angles are 90. So the measure of angle 2 right here is 90 degrees. They didn't ask for that, but it's 90 degrees. All right, in the top of this kite up here, this diagonal bisects angle A up here. So if the angle on the left is 39, then angle 1 is equal to 39 degrees. Now, on this left-hand triangle where angle 3 is, it's a right triangle. One of the angles is 90, one angle is 39, we need the third angle. So the measure of angle 3 is going to be equal to 180 minus 90 minus the 39 degree angle. So 51 degrees. Angle 1 is equal to 39, angle 3 is equal to 51. One of the keys there being that diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. Diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. All right, in problem number 9, we said yesterday, well, let's look at the problem first. The measure of angle R is 130. So this top angle is 130. And the measure of angle S is 80. Find the measure of angle T. T's down here at the bottom. Diagram's not to scale. All right, so we got two pairs of congruent sides. So our shape is a kite. We said yesterday that the angles formed by the non-congruent sides in a kite are congruent. So angle U over here is equal to 80 degrees. The sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360. So we can say that T is equal to 360 minus an 80, a 130, and another 80. So just take 360 minus 80 minus 130 minus another 80. So our T is equal to 70 degrees. The interior angles of a four-sided shape sum 360. Okay, so subtract the three angles they give you from 360. All right, problem number 10. Find the values of the variables and the lengths of the sides. Values of the variables and lengths of the sides. So these two top sides are congruent, two bottom sides are congruent. Now, you've got a y plus 4 up here and you've got an x plus 5. Don't start there. Okay? Start with the expressions that have the same variables in them. So solve for the x first. Take your 2x plus 5, set it equal to x plus 12. Subtract x from each side. So x plus 5 is equal to 12. Subtract 5 from each side. And we get an x that's equal to 7. So there's your first variable. The x is equal to 7. We got to solve for y now. So take this 7, go up here to the top where you've got two expressions, and substitute the 7 for the x. So this side of the kite is equal to 7 plus 5, which is 12. Now you've only got one variable to deal with, so you can solve for y. So take your y minus 4, set it equal to the 12, add 4 to each side, and we get a y that's equal to 16. All right, so those are the values of the two variables in this kite. All right, so does anybody have any questions on any of those problems on the study guide? All right, you've got the rest of the period then to complete your electronic assignments for the week. You can work in the ALEKS app, or you can work on the notes in your study guide.